Last year, Hogwarts Legacy released and it went on to become the best-selling game of 2023. So, how does the game feel a year later, and what are my thoughts on it? Let's talk about it.
Releasing on February 10th, 2023, Hogwarts Legacy puts you in the wizarding world in the 1800s as a fifth-year transfer student with a rare ability to see and use a unique form of ancient magic. From there, you must use your abilities to stop a goblin revolution from gaining access to a dangerous and long-forgotten secret power. The game looks amazing and feels very immersive. For reference, the footage captured is from the Xbox Series S version of the game. The mountaintops and the textures on the castle are incredible, and it is the same for inside the castle. Inside, you can see that several paintings move around, objects fly in, and even suits of knight armor move around. The map is pretty big, with you being able to fully explore Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, the Forbidden Forest, as well as a series of small hamlets that spread out around the map. There's even a section where you can go to Azkaban, but it's pretty limited and not fully explorable. Hogsmeade has some pretty cool shops like Ollivander's, where you get to get your own wand, a broom store where you can pick up broom supplies, a potion store for obviously potions, and a lot of buildings that you can enter just using the Alohomora spell. You can also spend a lot of time in caves and tombs, almost to an annoying degree. They do help make the world feel more real, and it just adds to the world building. You also get to have a custom room for you to grow plants, brew potions, and play with any beasts that you collect along the way. What happens is that you get to customize the room of requirement, and it will constantly get bigger as you progress through the game, allowing you to customize the room just how you see fit. Fast travel is super easy in this game, with you discovering flue flames about every 100 yards or so, and you even get several points throughout the castle to fast travel to them. It's very helpful, especially since there's several points in the game where you need to go from the very top of the map to the very bottom. The story is good overall. There is nothing really wrong with the story, but there also isn't anything that's groundbreaking, and that's okay. I would say that the main story probably takes 30 to 35 hours to complete, but I definitely spent more time working on the side quests and just exploring the world. The story was engaging enough to keep me interested, but the real highlight are the side characters you interact with. Sometimes the side quests are more interesting just because you get to learn more about your fellow classmates and the world you play in. Some of my favorite characters were Poppy Sweeting, Lodgok, Ominous, and Deke. I will say that the game does get pretty dark, with a lot of people getting killed by either dark magic or by some kind of beast found in the game. One thing I am surprised by is that they have a section for expansions for the game, but the only thing there is the dark art set that you would get from ordering the deluxe edition of the game.
While I am pretty sure they are making a sequel because it was the best-selling game of 2023, it is a little disappointing that there isn't any story expansions, but time will tell.
Moving on to the gameplay, combat is a lot of fun. While the standard attack and juggling might get annoying for some, for me, it is a whole lot of fun trying to see how long you can keep an enemy flying and trying to keep your hit streak up without getting hit by all sorts of enemies. There's a cool magic dodge that you can learn, and it's a lot of fun to just zip around the map in combat, or just for fun. There are a wide variety of spells that you can learn in order to help you in combat or solve puzzles, and enough to make it feel like you have a specific spell list that fits your playstyle. You can learn iconic spells like Stupefy and Wingardium Leviosa, and you can even learn some of the unforgivable spells. My character did learn most of the spells, including the curses, except for the Killing Curse, so not once did I hear my character say the iconic
It just didn't fit my character to do so.
I mentioned briefly that you can use spells to solve puzzles, which can vary from grabbing collectibles in Hogwarts, finding ways to open doors and make paths in caves, and completing Merlin trials. Trust me, you will want to complete the Merlin trials because the more you complete, the bigger your gear inventory space gets, and it fills up really quick, so you'll want to do those as often as you can. You can also fly around on a broomstick or a beast mount, and it is a great way to view the map and get around if you don't want to use the flue flames. But since the game is set in the 1800s, there is no flying car. I do have a couple negatives about the game though.
What?
I did have several visual bugs come up, like text boxes that weren't going away, and none of them were bad, but it does take you out of the immersion of the world. I also had some weird audio bugs where the NPCs and even my character's voice became very robotic, and it kind of threw me off. I did have one game breaking bug where I was in a boss fight, the character froze with his magic shield, and he just completely stopped moving, so I had to let my character die, and then it started to work again. I also mentioned it earlier that you do spend a lot of time in caves and in abandoned tombs, and while the puzzles do bring a little diversity to them, a lot of them just look too similar and it does get a little repetitive. It could be because I was playing on the Series S Xbox instead of the Series X, but still, even a year later you would hope to have some improvements.
In the end, Hogwarts Legacy is a fantastic game for Harry Potter fans, and it is very fun and immersive into the Wizarding world.
For Hogwarts Legacy, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10, mostly because of the bugs that briefly took me out of the immersion. Otherwise, this probably would have been a 9 or a 9.5, but either way, it is definitely a must-add to your game library, especially if you are a Harry Potter fan.
Let me know what your thoughts on Hogwarts Legacy is, and if you have any tips or tricks for the game. Also, let's get a little crazy. Let me know what your favorite Harry Potter or Fantastic Beasts film is. Anyways, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, y'all.